Welcome to Main Street. I'm Mike Edgecombe, your host. We have some very special guests here on Main Street. First of all, we'll introduce Captain Shannon Cotta from the Maine National Guard Public Affairs Division.
Yes, well, thank you, Mike, for having us on. We have some very prominent journalists from Montenegro, 4 prominent ones, and we have Sasha, who's the public affairs individual from the embassy, and we're kind of working on an innovative exchange program between the State Partnership Program, the Maine National Guard, and the State Department. So Sasha can talk a little bit more about the program and its intent and goals.
Okay. We have organized this program together with our colleagues from Washington, D.C., and with in cooperation and with our guides from State National Guard of Maine. So we are very thankful to them for organizing and putting together the program for our journalists from Montenegro. Our idea was to send journalists to the U.S. To learn about military issues. That was the focus, that was the main topic of this program. We have 4 journalists from different media outlets from Montenegro, from the state-owned media and from the private media outlets. So we have a very good time here. We have a very good program, and we are thankful to everybody for hosting us.
Great. And Nina, you're a journalist in Montenegro, and you're kind of the spokesman for the rest of the group.
Yes, that's the role they imposed.
So can you kind of explain what you've done here in Maine, and you've been in Washington, D.C. as well?
In Washington, D.C. we toured all the main political institutions, State Department, Pentagon, White House, and then many televisions, many schools for journalists covering also general news, but also these military and defense affairs. So that was quite an experience, and here in Maine we feel like home, I must admit. They received us so with such a generosity, and I'm really impressed with their approach towards this state partnership program between Maine and Montenegro, because they take it so seriously and so thoroughly sincere that I'm really glad to be here.
Great. And what have you brought back as far as from journalism or television? What will you be taking back to Montenegro?
Well, we get familiar with different way of making news, of covering stories, of we saw different technology, different organization of human resources. So that's all something that is useful to compare, but also maybe to implement something in the future. Great,
great. And Captain Cotta, would you like to recap for us? And I understood the group has met the governor and been over to Camp Keys.
Oh yes, we've had this wonderful exchange, and the state of Maine has just warmly accepted the Montenegrins. And like for example, we had Bill Nimitz and Ray, the WLOB, share their philosophies and their innovation in terms of this emerging media market. To stay relevant. And again, Mike, I'm here to tell you, you had some fantastic lasagna today.
Great, great. Now, we ordered a little meal from the local restaurant here in Augusta, and of course we had whoopie pies, which is
wicked whoopie pies.
Local specialty here. So, and Sasha,
Montenegro is, maybe for your spectators just to say a couple of words. Montenegro is a small country in Europe, just 650,000 citizens.
Okay.
So this state partnership program with the Maine is very significant for our military, but also for our state as a whole, because we are in the process of approaching to the Euro-Atlantic institutions, primarily to the European Union and NATO. And it's one of the priority goals of the government of Montenegro. And we as embassy, U.S. Embassy in Podgorica, we try to mediate, to be a bridge between the states and Montenegro, between the state of Maine and Montenegro, those militaries, but also because it's not only military to military, it's also civilian to civilian cooperation, civilian to military cooperation.
And just to jump in there, from a military, strategic, and diplomatic standpoint, Montenegro has sent their second rotation of soldiers to Afghanistan to support that war effort. So they play a very crucial role for us.
Sure. Like you say, for a small population, it's a big effort.
It's a very small population.
Yes.
But we want to be, I mean, as a state, we want to be part of the global efforts to be contributor to the sake of peace in the world, and I think it's really important for such a small country.
Great.
And in that perspective, it's important for us to see how you journalists here cover those stories and those issues. So we will be now in the future in a position to cover such stories more often, because our soldiers are also on the field.
And on the journalism side, of course, this is our election season, so you've probably been exposed to some of the journalism with the elections.
Well,
which is not always positive.
a bit, but not too much.
Not too bad. Well, great. Well, Nina, Sasha, and everyone, thank you for coming in today and talking to us. And certainly,